Two women from the West River have been convicted of conspiracy to distribute meth in Rapid City and the Pine Ridge Reservation. Veronica Ortega and Paige Sierra were sentenced to a combined 36 years in federal prison, with Ortega receiving 24 years and Sierra receiving 11 years and 9 months. Between January 2022 and February 2024, the two were part of a conspiracy to distribute meth that was being transported from Denver to South Dakota. Now, Sierra would help with transportation, and once in South Dakota, they would distribute to others.